Lovely viewers, drop everything you're doing right now because what happened last night at the prestigious Asia Artist Awards has left the entire entertainment world in absolute chaos. I'm talking about a moment so tense, so loaded with unspoken emotion, so incredibly awkward that everyone who witnessed it, whether in person or through the clips now circulating across every social media platform, can't stop talking about it. Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo, two of the biggest names in Korean entertainment, were at the same event for the first time in months, and what unfolded was nothing short of electrifying in the most uncomfortable way possible. They didn't just seem distant. They didn't just appear cordial but cool. They actively, visibly, unmistakably avoided each other, and lovely viewers, the footage speaks volumes even in its silence. The first moment of tension happened even before the main event began, during the red carpet arrivals. Lee Min-ho arrived first, looking impeccable as always in a perfectly tailored suit. His hair styled with that effortless perfection that seems to be his signature. He worked the press line professionally, posing for photos, doing brief interviews with the entertainment reporters stationed along the carpet, smiling and waving to fans who were screaming his name from behind barriers. Standard procedure for someone of his caliber at these events. He completed his red carpet obligations and moved inside to the venue, and for about 20 minutes, everything seemed perfectly normal. Then Hye Kyo arrived, and lovely viewers, the energy shifted immediately. She emerged from her vehicle looking absolutely stunning. We're talking breathtaking in a way that reminded everyone why she's been considered one of the most beautiful women in entertainment for decades. Her gown was elegant, sophisticated, the kind of fashion choice that immediately starts trending online. But here's where things got interesting. The moment her team approached the beginning of the red carpet, there was this visible pause, this hesitation that anyone watching carefully could detect. Her publicist appeared to be having a hurried conversation with event staff, and while we can't know for certain what was being discussed, the body language suggested they were coordinating something, timing something, making sure of something. What happened next has been analyzed frame by frame across the internet. Hye Kyo proceeded down the red carpet, but her team adjusted the usual flow. Instead of the leisurely pace most celebrities take, maximizing photo opportunities, stopping for multiple interview stations, she moved more quickly, more purposefully. She was gracious, she smiled, she gave the cameras what they needed, but there was an efficiency to it that insiders noted was different from her typical red carpet presence. She completed her obligations and entered the venue, and the whispers started immediately among the press corps and fans present. Inside the venue is where things became truly impossible to ignore. Award shows like this have a very specific geography. There's the main seating area where nominees and major celebrities sit, usually arranged by tables or rows. There are backstage areas, green rooms, hallways where people move between their seats and these private spaces. There are specific routes to bathrooms, to touch-up areas, to the wings of the stage where presenters and performers wait. In a venue filled with hundreds of people, including dozens of major celebrities, random encounters are constant. You see people hugging, chatting in corners, taking selfies together, catching up between segments. It's actually harder to avoid someone than to run into them naturally. And yet, over the course of a 4-hour event, Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo never appeared in the same frame. Not once. When Lee Min-ho went backstage during a commercial break, Hye Kyo remained at her table. When she got up to use the restroom during another segment, he was noticeably in his seat. During the networking portion where celebrities typically mingle, they somehow occupied entirely different sections of the venue. Fans who attended and media members present started noting this on social media in real time, commenting on how statistically improbable it was that two people at the same event wouldn't accidentally cross paths even once. But the moment that has absolutely exploded across social media, the clip that's been shared millions of times already, happened during the ceremony itself. Lee Min-ho had won an award, well-deserved recognition for his recent project, and was making his way back to his seat after accepting and giving his speech. The path from the stage to his seating area required walking down a specific aisle. Hye Kyo was seated along that aisle, just a few rows from where he needed to return. As he walked, the camera caught something that made everyone's breath catch. He was moving down the aisle, acknowledging congratulations from other celebrities as he passed, and as he approached the row where Song Hye Kyo was seated, there was this visible shift in his body language. Lovely viewers, I've watched this clip probably 50 times now, and each viewing reveals something new. Lee Min-ho's expression changes almost imperceptibly as he gets closer to her row. His smile doesn't disappear entirely, but it tightens. His eyes, which had been making contact with people congratulating him, suddenly fix straight ahead. His pace, which had been leisurely and gracious, picks up just slightly, and Song Hye Kyo, for her part, becomes utterly still. She doesn't look toward the aisle. She appears deeply engaged in conversation with the person to her right, leaning in slightly as if completely absorbed in whatever is being said, despite the fact that one of the evening's major winners is passing directly beside her. The celebrities seated around them noticed. You can see it in the footage if you watch carefully. The person next to Song Hye Kyo glances between her and Lee Min-ho, clearly registering the deliberate non-acknowledgement. Someone across the aisle catches Lee Min-ho's eye and their expression flickers with something. Surprise, awkwardness, recognition of the tension. These are industry professionals who work in an environment where maintaining pleasant relationships is crucial, where grudges and conflicts get set aside for public appearances because professionalism demands it. For the avoidance to be this obvious suggests something significant. The internet, predictably, has lost its collective mind over this. Twitter is flooded with threads analyzing every angle. Instagram fan accounts have posted the clip with dramatic music, slow motion effects, zoom-ins on facial expressions. YouTube channels are uploading reaction videos. Reddit threads are hundreds of comments deep with theories, speculation, and people sharing their emotional responses. The Korean entertainment forums are even more intense, with native speakers analyzing the subtle cultural cues that international audiences might miss. The specific way Lee Min-ho positioned his body, the precise nature of Song Hye Kyo's deliberate distraction, the reactions of other Korean celebrities present that signal whether this level of avoidance is unusual or expected. What makes this situation so loaded is the history of speculation around these two. For years, there have been persistent rumors about a romantic relationship between Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo. Some reports claimed they were secretly dating, keeping their relationship private to avoid the intense scrutiny that comes with two major stars being involved. Others suggested they had dated briefly years ago and maintained a complicated post-relationship dynamic. Still others insisted they were simply friends whose closeness got misinterpreted as romance. Neither of them has ever officially confirmed any romantic relationship, which hasn't stopped the speculation from continuing and evolving. So when they appear at the same event and not only don't interact but seem to actively coordinate avoiding interaction, everyone who has followed those rumors feels like they're witnessing confirmation of something. The exact nature of that something remains hotly debated. Are they exes who had a painful breakup and can't bear to be near each other? Are they currently going through a divorce or separation and the wounds are too fresh for public civility? Did something happen between them recently? A betrayal, a conflict, a situation that fractured whatever relationship they had? Or is this avoidance actually about something else entirely? Perhaps professional rivalry, a dispute over a project, or family drama that has nothing to do with romance? Lovely viewers, this is where we need to be really thoughtful and critical in our analysis. It's tempting to jump to the most dramatic explanation, to assume that visible tension must mean romantic catastrophe. But human relationships are infinitely more complex than that. There are dozens of reasons two people might avoid each other that have nothing to do with failed romance. Maybe they're both private people who resent how their friendship got turned into fodder for dating rumors, and they're creating distance to shut down speculation. Maybe one of them is going through something personally difficult and asks the other to maintain distance at public events to avoid questions. Maybe there's a professional conflict we know nothing about, competing for the same role, a disagreement about a potential project, tensions between their respective management teams. The body language experts have already started weighing in because of course they have. Several have posted analyses breaking down the micro-expressions, the positioning, the way both Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo seemed hyper-aware of each other's location despite never looking directly at one another. That kind of awareness, Knowing exactly where someone is and deliberately not acknowledging them actually suggests significant emotional charge. Indifference would look different. If they truly didn't care about each other or had no complicated history, they'd likely just nod politely in passing or ignore each other naturally without the tension. The fact that the avoidance seems so deliberate, so carefully managed, indicates that proximity matters, that there are feelings, whether hurt, anger, sadness, or something else, that make casual interaction impossible right now. Other celebrities at the event have been notably silent about what they witnessed, which is telling in itself. Usually after these big events, you see lots of social media posts, selfies with fellow attendees, behind-the-scenes moments, shout-outs to friends they got to catch up with. Several celebrities posted photos from the night, but notably, none of the photos feature both Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo, even in group shots where you'd expect to see multiple major stars together. It's as if people present recognized the tension and made deliberate choices not to create awkward situations by trying to get them in the same frame. The fan reactions have been absolutely heartbreaking to read. People who have shipped these two for years are expressing devastation. "I can't believe they can't even look at each other," one comment reads. "Whatever happened between them must have been really bad," another speculates. There are fans posting crying selfies, writing long paragraphs about how this confirmed their fears, sharing old photos from times when Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo seemed friendly and lamenting how things have changed. The emotional investment is profound and real, even though the actual nature of the relationship, past or present, has never been confirmed. But I'm also seeing another category of response that deserves attention: lovely viewers. There are people expressing frustration with the speculation, pointing out that we're all reading volumes into what might be nothing, that maybe Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo simply aren't close and had no reason to interact at this event. These voices remind us that not every moment needs to be loaded with meaning, that sometimes two people at the same professional gathering just don't cross paths or don't feel the need to make public displays of friendliness. This perspective pushes back against the tendency to dramatize everything, to turn normal human behavior into evidence of scandal or conflict. There's merit to both viewpoints. Yes, we should be cautious about over-interpreting and creating narratives that might not reflect reality. But it's also true that people who work in this industry, who attend these events regularly, who understand the social dynamics at play, notice something unusual about this particular situation. The avoidance was remarked upon by multiple credible sources: entertainment reporters who attend dozens of these events, other celebrities who were present, industry insiders who understand the typical flow of these gatherings. When multiple informed observers note that something felt off, that carries weight even if we can't know the precise reasons. The timing of this event adds another layer of intrigue. This is the first major public gathering where both Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo have been present since the rumors about relationship troubles intensified. There were those reports about Hye Kyo appearing alone at events, the speculation about their relationship status, the statement from Lee Min-ho's father that we discussed previously. Everything has been building toward this moment when they'd inevitably be in the same space. The fact that their first public proximity since all that speculation resulted in such obvious avoidance feels significant, like confirmation that yes, something is indeed happening, even if we don't know exactly what. Let me address something I'm seeing in the comments already. Lovely viewers. Several people are asking whether this could all be manufactured, whether maybe their teams coordinated this avoidance knowing it would generate buzz and keep both stars in the headlines. In the entertainment industry, publicity stunts absolutely happen, and manufactured drama definitely exists. However, this particular theory feels unlikely for several reasons. First, both Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo are established enough that they don't need controversy for relevance. They're both leads in major projects, both have massive international followings, both command top-tier endorsement deals. Creating fake drama would risk alienating fans without providing benefits they don't already have. Second, Korean entertainment culture treats scandal differently than Western entertainment does. There's less tolerance for controversy, more emphasis on maintaining certain images, stricter consequences for stars who get entangled in negative narratives. Deliberately creating the appearance of conflict or failed relationships would be professionally risky in ways that don't make strategic sense. Third, the specific nature of this avoidance, the discomfort evident in the body language, the reactions of others present, feels too genuine to be performed. Professional actors they may be, but manufacturing that level of authentic awkwardness across a 4-hour event involving dozens of people would be nearly impossible. What this situation highlights, lovely viewers, is the impossible position celebrities find themselves in regarding personal relationships. They're expected to be open enough that fans feel connected to them, but private enough to maintain mystery and dignity. They're supposed to handle relationship difficulties with grace while being constantly watched and judged. If Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo are indeed dealing with some kind of relationship fallout, having to navigate that while attending mandatory professional events where they might encounter each other, knowing that every expression will be captured and analyzed, must be absolutely exhausting. Think about your own life for a moment. Think about a time you had to see an ex-partner or someone you'd had a falling out with in a social situation. Remember how awkward that felt, how hyper-aware you were of where they were in the room, how you maybe tried to avoid direct interaction because the wounds were too fresh or the situation too complicated. Now multiply that by millions of people watching, by cameras everywhere, by the knowledge that your reaction will be dissected across the internet. The pressure to perform normalcy, to act unaffected, to maintain professional composure while dealing with genuine emotional difficulty, that's an extraordinary demand. The avoidance we witnessed might actually be the healthiest choice available to them. If there's genuine hurt or anger or sadness between them, forcing interaction for the sake of appearances could make things worse. Maintaining distance allows them both to navigate the event without creating scenes, without having to pretend friendliness they don't feel, without risking their emotions showing in ways they can't control. Yes, the avoidance got noticed and generated speculation, but that might be preferable to a forced interaction that felt inauthentic or led to visible discomfort that would have been even more intensely scrutinized. Industry insiders I've spoken with, people who work in Korean entertainment and understand the culture, have noted that this level of public avoidance typically indicates one of two things. Either there's genuine animosity or hurt that makes interaction impossible, or someone has explicitly requested distance and the other party is respecting that boundary. Both scenarios point to something significant happening between Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo, something that has fundamentally altered whatever relationship previously existed between them. The question everyone is asking now is what happens next. Will they continue attending the same industry events and maintaining this avoidance? Will one or both of them eventually address what happened between them? Will time ease whatever tension exists, allowing for eventual civil interaction if not friendship? Or will this become a permanent fixture of Korean entertainment? Two major stars who simply cannot be in the same space comfortably. There are historical precedents for celebrity feuds or fallen relationships creating lasting divides. The entertainment world is full of former friends or lovers who never reconciled, who maintained distance for years or decades, who restructured their professional lives to minimize overlap. But there are also countless examples of people who worked through conflicts, who found ways to coexist professionally even when personal relationships remained complicated, who eventually achieved some form of peace if not reconciliation. What I hope, lovely viewers, is that both Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo find whatever resolution they need, whether that's together or apart, whether that's public or private. They've both given us incredible performances, memorable characters, moments of joy through their work. They deserve to navigate their personal challenges, whatever those might be, with as much dignity and privacy as possible given their public positions. The fact that we're all so invested in understanding what happened between them speaks to how much we care about them as people, not just as entertainers. But that care needs to manifest as respect for their boundaries, not demands for explanations they may not be ready or willing to provide. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you, lovely viewers. What did you think when you saw the footage? Did the avoidance strike you as significant, or are people reading too much into it? Have you ever been in a situation where you had to avoid someone in a public setting? How did you handle it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, and your perspectives genuinely enrich these discussions. If you found this analysis valuable, if it gave you a more nuanced way of thinking about what happened at this event, please hit that like button. It helps this content reach people who want thoughtful entertainment coverage rather than just gossip. And make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on, because as this situation develops, and it will develop, we'll be here providing coverage that respects everyone involved while still giving you the depth of analysis you deserve. Share this video with friends who are talking about the Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo situation. The more we can elevate thoughtful conversation over pure speculation, the better the discourse becomes for everyone. And remember, lovely viewers, celebrities are human beings navigating complicated lives under extraordinary scrutiny. The tension we witnessed last night, whatever its source, represents real human emotion and difficulty. Let's discuss it, analyze it, even speculate about it. But let's do so with empathy and recognition that we don't have all the answers and may never have them. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And remember that everyone deserves compassion as they navigate their personal challenges, whether they're in the spotlight or not. Thanks for being part of this community, lovely viewers. Your engagement makes these conversations possible and valuable. See you in the next video.